Yes! Episode 24, Peeling the Banana. We got Michael Lang here. Thank you, No Filter Network. Eric Burns, my other mentor, Michael Kowalski, all my quick little shout outs. But welcome to episode 24. Michael Lang, former teammate, good friend of mine, now father of three, proud husband, retired. Unfortunately, I miss playing with you, but what's up, dude?
Hey, you never know. Sometimes I've been known to come out of retirement and hop on the field for a couple games. You never know.
Well, I mean, if I mean you're, I mean you're the hits leader. I've scrolled through your Instagram, and you're the hits leader at Sioux City. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure there's always a spot for you there, no matter what your age is.
Sometimes you just got to keep adding on to it. Did I?
I
Did you
mean,
know I did that 2 years ago? What? Well, I think it was 2 years ago.
2 years ago, after the COVID season with St. Paul.
No. Uh, I'll just hit you with the quick story. It was
Yeah,
uh 21. I officially retired after that season. Done. Uh,
21, but 21 was with the Sioux City.
Sioux City.
Okay.
Uh, 22. I was just being a dad at home with the kids and working. And Thursday at 4 p.m., manager calls me up, says, "Hey, we got 7 position players to go to Winnipeg." Because at that time they had still had the COVID restrictions.
So the Latin visas and all that stuff, or
Yeah, the guys um, there's a lot of guys who just couldn't go. He goes, "Bus will pick you up at 2 a.m." I go, "That's 10 hours."
oh, on the way,
On the
right?
way,
Because
they
they
have to
got to
pass
drive
through
north
Fargo.
north through Fargo. Oh fuck.
And I go, hold on a second, let me talk to the wife. Hang up the phone. I go, "Well, the pros definitely don't outweigh the cons here, but what do you think?" She goes, "If I had an opportunity to put the jersey on one more time, I'd do it." So I was like, "All right,
Hell
screw it, let's
yeah.
go." So I went into the attic and I grabbed my baseball bag
Yep.
since I
You
literally had
probably
it
had it perfectly packed.
perfectly packed,
Everything you need.
cobwebs and dust all on it. Took what I needed out, threw it in the washing machine, got my stuff ready to rock. Met the bus at 2 a.m. Went up to Winnipeg, played 3 games, and they dropped me off in Fargo on the way home, back
What
into
was
retirement.
what was a 3-day contract like coming out of retirement?
Um, Geez, I don't even know because they prorated obviously for 3 games.
Oh fuck,
It wasn't
dude.
anything. It wasn't anything spectacular, but it was also the weekend, so I don't work weekends, so I didn't really
Yeah.
care too much. I didn't really miss any work,
Right,
so I was like,
right.
oh, I don't
But
care.
right, but I'm just saying because I did the same thing in 22 for the Washington Wild Things where they needed me for a week. They were playing Quebec and Ottawa, and they couldn't bring like 4 or 5 players, but I only made like $95 in
For the
that
week,
week. Yeah.
I made a little more than that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised in the American Association and your manager, you're just being the guy. But I mean, I made less than $100 for 6 games.
He did say to me he was pretty jacked after they dropped me off that it was probably the first year that I didn't get hurt in a season for Sioux City, so he was happy about that.
Yeah, a 3-game season for you.
Trust me, he's made comments like, if that ever happened again in Winnipeg, just be ready. And he always says, "You've been swinging?" Like, no, dude, I'm not swinging. Are you crazy? Like,
No,
I'm not going to
but
be swinging all year long for 3 games.
no, but Michael still got the speed though. Just
So
lay
Matt,
one
I'm just
down or
saying,
get an infield hit going.
I did try and bunt, and I did also get 3 hits.
See what I mean? Like I was gonna ask. Next question was how well did you do? You probably hit 300. Had four at bats a game, which all you need is one hit a game. Maybe a couple
I'm
walks,
telling
so it
you,
could have been 3 for 10 in a
the
weekend,
time
which is
off, the time off made my swing better. My swing felt the best it had felt in a long time. So I was like,
yeah, because
maybe
it's not stuck
could
in a bad habit.
This could be an
It's just
annual
free
thing.
and loose. It should be. Now you just gotta put it out there and be like, hey, all Canadian or all American Association teams looking for players in Canada for a weekend. This is my
You let me
contract.
know.
This is what I need. I
I
am
will say
available.
though, in my American Association career, no doubt, by a landslide, my highest batting average is at Winnipeg.
Shoot, where would mine be? I
I
only got
honestly
two
think I hit
years there.
almost 350 lifetime in Winnipeg.
Winnipeg.
You
I
know where
enjoyed
you know
playing
where the
there, and
lowest was?
St. Paul.
Fargo.
Yeah, I didn't play well there either, though.
You
I
can't
don't
see
know
anything.
why. Yeah, you couldn't see. I didn't even know how the fuck they saw.
People
So,
say that about Sioux City though, and it's an acquired taste.
no, Sioux City I saw fine. Fargo I definitely didn't see.
When I was with St.
Uh,
Paul, all the guys were like, "How the hell did you play here for 8 years? I got cars driving in the outfield. We got lights beaming."
I guess when you play there long enough, you get used to it.
You get used to it.
Now, don't they have some like additions there too?
Yeah, we went down for
Right?
opening weekend.
Don't they have a padded outfield wall and all that?
Padded outfield wall, pro shop looks great. They just added
Right.
more to the left field, like beer deck thing, and
Hmm.
um, no, it looks nice over there. The new GM's doing a really good job. They have a lot of sponsors. The marketing's way better. Like they're doing a good job. They're doing it. They're
I
trying
can't
to do it
believe
right
we
there.
never got to play with each other there. What was up with what was up with your manager not wanting two of the best outfielders on his team? You only have
Sometimes
one.
I don't, there's times I don't know if he like has ever taken a guy that I've suggested, to be honest.
Yeah, there's
I've
I don't
tried.
I don't think I've been taken by any team that I've asked a friend to suggest, which is unbelievable to
He's
me, but
pretty once he has his like 10 position players, it rarely changes.
but he's always looking for
Pitchers, they're
pitching.
always looking for pitchers,
Yeah.
like everybody is. But once,
Hmm.
like I've tried multiple times to get kids in, and like this kid's good, I swear. And I don't know, they kind of ride with their guys.
I've always felt this thing where people just never wanted me. Like I would get somewhere and that'd be fine, but then like if I wanted to go somewhere else after that season, it was like nah, nah, nah. It's like I was just never the guy.
Which is
But it would have
shocking
been,
because I'm sure it's been mentioned on the cast before, but we got a Gold Glove outfielder here. Why would you not want that?
yeah, I don't know.
I
I mean,
played with you the year you won the
I'm
Gold
also,
Glove.
I know, in 2014 in South Bend. And did you come up to Visalia, or did you
I did
mainly stay in
not.
South Bend?
I did
Gotcha.
Yakima and South Bend,
But the first year that I met you was 2013.
2013. That was the
Yeah,
year that we played
and
in South Bend.
yeah, with Drury and all those guys. We had another great team, and they broke that up in 2014. And then you came back right with me to South
No,
Bend.
no, 2014. I went to spring training and then got released.
Yeah, dude, the D-backs never knew what the fuck they were doing back then.
Well, no, because when they even picked me up out of Sioux City, they literally told me they were sending me straight to Visalia, and I was like, "Oh, sweet, this is awesome." And then that guy Mal just came to watch my BP. He never even saw me play a game. Just watched my BP that day, and I was like, I already got picked up. I got signed. Like I was just having fun. I wasn't like
Yeah,
going
you weren't
hard
taking
trying to
things
impress
seriously.
anybody. And he goes, I didn't really like his BP. We're gonna send him to short season. I was like, the hell? So after I was there, they told me after the fact, they told me, I ended up playing the whole season there. They're like, oh yeah, our plan for you was to go to Yakima, be there for 2 weeks, hit 300, move you to South Bend, go to South Bend for 2 weeks, hit
Move you
300,
up.
move you up to Visalia. Well, how can you hit 300 when you change my whole swing?
Yeah, change swing, tell you what to do, only play once every 5 days.
Swear,
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this or not, but like when I first got there, they legit changed everything. And I think I started out like 8 for 48, terrible. And
Yeah.
I went up to the guys at one point. I went into the office and
Who
I was
was
like,
your hitting coach? Who was your hitting
"This
coach in
what
Yakima?
was It was Cammy.
No, Cammy was South Bend. Who was Yakima?
He was my hitting coach in both.
No
I had
way.
him. I had him in Yakima, and I had him in South Bend.
Well,
And it
Cammy's
wasn't necessarily him. It was
no.
coming
I was gonna
from up
say
top because he's good.
Cammy's the guy that will say he likes your swing and he'll work with it. It's usually
Correct.
he'll get in. It's usually hitting coaches get instructions from up above, and they obviously have to listen or else it's their job, right? So
Sorry, I gotta put some Louis on for a while.
of course you got to make the
No,
tape. Yeah.
I after those 48 at bats, I went up to Cammy. I was like, "Hey man, like this isn't working. Can I just go back to how I know how to hit? And if I still suck, you can release me." I literally said that to him,
Yeah.
and he goes, "All right, sure."
Yeah.
And then
Well,
I
yeah. I
started hitting.
mean,
Shocker.
what were they trying to change you into? Like, cause I looked at your stats. You were hitting 400 when you got picked out of Sioux City.
Correct. Which is why I'm like, why are we changing? Like, why'd you even pick me up if we're going to change things? I was raking.
Right.
And it wasn't like a small sample size. I had 120 at bats.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, what were they trying to make you into? Like, power guy?
Hands way up there, trying to hit homers. And I'm like, have you seen me? I'll run into
Dude,
some, but I'm not a homer guy, especially not in Yakima. That plays the graveyard.
I am fucking sick of teams wanting to pick up home run guys over average guys. It's like, oh, we need you to have more homers. We need you
Dude,
to
trust me.
do this. It's like, why do you want a guy that hits 240 with 20 pumps, strikes out 80 to 100 times a year, over a guy that hits 280 to 320, steals 30 to 40 bags,
With you.
gets on base 360. I mean, what plays defense? So,
The game
um,
is changing. Well, it's funny because I was talking to my
it's
buddy
gonna
last
circle
night.
back. It's gonna fucking circle
I
back.
literally have said the exact same thing. I think it's going to circle back because most of the analytic guys have never actually seen what it's like to hit a 98-mile-an-hour fastball that
No, they've
moves.
never seen it. They've never done
You
it. All these
can't.
guys that they're hiring, they don't fucking play baseball. Never have played baseball. They play t-ball.
I was talking to my buddy last night. He's probably the best hitting coach in New Jersey. He just had his first kid that he works with make his big league debut yesterday,
Who?
and they flew out the kid or my guy.
Both of
My
them.
guy's name is Steve Teal. His cousin is Kyle Teal, who he works with, who got drafted like 9th overall last year or whatever, 13th overall with the Red Sox.
Hmm.
And the kid he's been with since like middle school is Justin Malloy, J-Hen. He got called up for the Tigers yesterday, and they were in
Sick.
Texas. They all flew to Texas to watch, and we talked after the game, and he goes, Mike, I don't think you understand how hard it is to just even get a base hit in the big leagues. These guys are nasty.
Oh,
I
bro, the
think the
pitching is
Tigers guy was a lefty throwing 96 to 98. The Rangers was Evaldi. First pitch he threw to J-Hen was 101 miles an hour, and he's like, dude, it is hard to hit in the big leagues.
Yeah. Even though, yes, they have to throw more strikes because the zone's smaller. So it's like you're always expecting a strike,
Yeah.
but like the fact that the velo is better, there's more movement, and the off speed is just ridiculous. And your timing goes from 0.35 seconds to react to now like 0.28.
I honestly, and I stand by this comment, I legitimately have said I think I would be a better hitter in the big leagues than the minor leagues because I was a better strike ball hitter.
Oh, no, 100%. I was a better contact hitter. Like I could put the ball fucking in play. Like
You
I
get
was
these guys just trying to pump. You get the first one over your head at 98, the next one's dotted on the corner, the next
yeah,
one's
you
behind
know,
your back, the next one's dotted. You're like, what the hell, man?
Indy Ball and minor leagues was so brutal because guys had stuff just weren't polished all over the place. You were scared for your life, or like there was times where the guy would deal, but like like they weren't getting strikeouts because they were throwing strikes, so like guys could hit. But I think me and you knew, and a lot of other guys knew, if we get to the big leagues, we should be at least hitting 270 to 290 because they have to throw strikes.
100%.
I don't care
And
how hard it is.
in my walk to K ratio would be like here instead of like
Yeah, it'll be 1 to 1 instead of like 1 to 4.
If I could have utilized the challenge in Indy Ball and
I
affiliated,
think
I would have raked because every count would have been
walks would have
2-1
gone up.
instead of 1-2.
Yeah,
Every count.
yeah. You still got to put the variable of a shitty umpire. So there's
I didn't earn this pitch outside being a
no,
ball until my 8th year of pro ball.
yeah. I mean, and even now you might not even earn it because you got all these new umpires. Even the old ones are getting even worse, and then the new ones are coming in with egos and like, oh, the pitcher threw at that exact spot 5 times in a row. We're gonna call them all strikes, even though they're 2 balls out.
Well, this is a prime example of how I'm not a fan of umpires personally because they screwed
No,
me so many times. But here's a
but
perfect
we
example.
also
We
need
were
them, and I don't want a robot either.
correct. I agree with that. No, we were in Gary, Indiana, playing, and I I was never one to like bitch about stuff.
No,
I
you just walk
respectfully
off,
made
right?
comments, and I would make low key like jokes to let them know that they missed it, but not enough to get tossed. So
Is this
we're
during end at bat or is this from the
during
dugout?
an at bat. I
Okay.
have I had one strike on me. There was a pitch that was significantly outside, and
Mm-hmm.
I just turned and looked at him, and I was like, "Hey man, I only swing 33 and a half." And he just kind of looked at me like, "What?" And the
Yeah,
catcher just
see,
starts
they're
dying.
dumb.
He's
They're
laughing.
dumb.
And then he just kind of looks at me, and I was like, "For sure, no further than that, right?" And he goes, "Oh no, I can go another full ball length." And I looked at him, and I looked at the catcher, and we kind of just were like, "Well, I know what's coming next." And
Fastball outside even
I'm
further.
swear to you, I can't make this up. He threw the next pitch exactly one ball length further outside, ball. And I was like, you literally just, I took it because I just couldn't swing at it. It was so far
All
out.
right.
I literally looked at the catcher and we're like, you literally just said that you were going to call that a strike. And then he called it a ball. I'm like, that just shows how bad you are. So it's like, oh my gosh, these guys. How's umpiring out there?
Bad, bro. I mean, yeah, it's bad. Umpires, I mean, they're okay, but
I did,
um, it
last year
is
I
a
played
what?
uh, 3 games of amateur ball here.
Okay.
And
Fast
I
pitch?
thought,
Like
I,
it's regular like men's
yeah,
league
like,
kind of
right,
stuff?
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Just, my wife's hometown had a team. I was like, they were having a tournament. We were there for the weekend. I was like, yeah, I'll play. Let me just tell you that pro ball pitching is significantly easier to hit than that, solely because A, it's a lot slower, and B, the umpiring is even worse. I got called out on strike three, and the coach goes, so how bad was it? And I go, well, let me just put it this way. If I was standing in the left-handed batter's box, it would have hit me in the middle of the back.
Bro,
He
not to
just
make
starts
it
laughing.
not to make excuses, but I am hitting like 200 here. I've only played 11 games, but I mean like because the pitching is slower and the umpires suck. Like one,
It's hard.
I'm swinging at fucking everything because I'm not gonna let umpire screw me over. I think I struck out once, maybe twice on looking, but it was literally like something that buckled me and I was probably right down the middle. But
I'm with you. My
bro,
career amateur was one
everything
for seven.
average average velo here is like 78 fastball, bro.
Oh my goodness.
You might see two guys in the 90s, maybe like low 90s, like consistent 88, 89, touch 90, 91, 92, but um yeah, bro, I am struggling. Um
It's
I
okay.
don't know
We
what the
believe in you.
fuck I don't know what the fuck to do. Um and then it sucks even more. You got this import rule where you can only play 2 imports, throughout the game. So it's like I could start, but if we have an American pitcher wanting to come in, we already have an import starting and a mainstay at first base, so he's not coming out. So it's like I'm the only option to come out. So it's
How
like
many
I might only play 5 innings in a game.
how many
We
imports do you have
have
on your team?
we currently have four, two pitchers, two position players. We just picked up another. We actually picked up a college kid. He's from Poland, lives in the States now. He'll be a senior, but he's not activated yet. Um, but yeah, dude, like I think, and then they also made this rule where only check pitching can pitch the second game of every series, and this is the first year that they did it. So now I'm thinking like, well, if they're gonna do that, then why not make it where if you only can have check pitching, then why not have three imports play at least on that game? You know, like okay, so if we can have a good import pitcher pitch on that day, then we get three import position players to play. So, um, got some
Interesting.
adversity here out in Europe, but I'm enjoying the lifestyle. I'm also
Yeah.
towards the end of my career. I don't know when it's going to end. I haven't put a date on it, so just trying to enjoy as much as possible, help some younger kids while also pop some barrels when I can. And
Love
definitely
it.
doing home run derbies during batting practice nowadays instead of working on, get them over, move them in, hit and runs and all that shit. So,
Love it.
um, trying to
What
have
are we swinging these days?
uh I-13 model. I really like this Victus model. It's actually Mitch Haniger's model from Victus. I either use that and then I started using the Louisville I-13, which I actually was fortunate to use the Kyle Schwarber model, KS12, back in Banana Land and really liked that model. But because I'm not part of them anymore, I only have one of those bats left. Would have been cool to get some more of them, but yeah. So
Go
that's what I'm
text the
swinging
boys.
here.
Tell them to send
Here,
you a couple.
yeah, dude.
I still have the
I
best. Well, one of the funniest stories from you. I don't know if you remember this or not, but uh,
South
I I had
year
pulled this.
year year and place, and then tell the story.
Uh, 2013 South Bend.
So the first time we ever met each other.
First time we met. Mid-season, you were a Marucci guy. Your
Yep.
agent sent you Marucci, so we're all like, dude, they're free. They were beautiful, by the way. Beautiful
Oh
bats.
yes. I wish I
I
still had.
remember
I wish I never broke bats.
you got four bats sent to you, and they were beautiful.
Yeah,
Great
I
balance,
remember.
very nice bats. So you busted out, you're using it in BP, and every single day, everybody in the locker room's like, dude, that bat's sick. Why are you not using it in the game?
I know.
And you're like, I just don't want to break it. Don't want to risk breaking it in the game. It's too
I
nice,
was
too nice, too
I was
nice.
still
And then
using Pro Stocks.
day two goes by. You gonna use it? No, too nice, too nice. I gotta break it in. Day three goes by. We're on 2 weeks go by, and we're like, dude, come on, you got to use these damn bats. And you're like, all right, boys, today's the day. I'm using it.
Who did we play?
First at bat, shattered. We were dying, and then you put the other ones away. You're like, I'm not using these for a little while.
I remember having, I think maybe two were one solid color, and I remember two specifically. One was like a cherry red barrel with a natural handle. One was a black polished barrel with a natural
Yeah,
handle. I don't remember which one I specifically broke that time, but
we were dying.
yeah. And then I went back to Pro Stock.
That's why you broke it, because you're too worried about breaking it.
Bro, I broke so many bats though back then. Like now, I don't break bats, bro. Like the past 4 or 5 years, I maybe
The older
broke
you get, man.
less than 10 bats in four or
Do you
five
know
years. Whereas those first 2 years, 2012, 13, and 14, I probably broke over 30 bats.
in 2019, I started out so I order a dozen every year.
With
Uh,
who?
I was an Old Hickory guy.
That's right. Do you have any? I want to
Of
swing
course.
some.
Well, here's why I still have some. I order a dozen every year. 2019, first 23 games of the season. In my head, I was like, "Damn, I haven't broken one bat yet. I'm going home with a ton
Oh,
this off season."
you
I
jinxed it.
I went on to break 18 that year, and then I took 2020 off for COVID. Came back in 21, ordered a dozen again, and I legitimately broke one the whole season. So I was like, went from 18 to one. So yes, I do have some old
What
takes
was
in
your
me.
model? Was yours like a
KG1. I actually started swinging the KG1 because remember Brandon Jacobs?
yeah? Come on,
He
dude. I
that
still
was
talk to him every once in a
yeah,
while.
his
Yeah.
that was his model, and he let me swing one of his in spring training, and I liked it a lot, so I went with that.
So you got to know Jacobs in 2014 then,
Spring training, we
right? In
played a
spring
lot. I
training.
think we were in the same locker room. We hung out a bunch.
Dude,
Um,
I
who
don't
else was?
remember my spring
We
training.
had a good crew in spring training.
We always did, but they never kept us together when they would send us
No,
off to the team. They would either like release guys or separate everyone. It's like, well, if you want to create a good culture with the team, then keep everyone together. Like I could see Jake Lamb going off, and doing because I mean he was that fucking good, but like and like Drury, but everyone else, it's like we kind of meshed together and we played almost consistently the same with everybody, like Glenn,
hmm
um,
our outfield
Greedo,
was me, you,
yeah,
Glenn, and Burrito.
Greedo,
Infield
yeah,
was we had Gary, Velasquez, Pena, and Rudy.
that's right, dude.
And our catcher was I think Michael
Oh,
Perez and
who's
Aguilar.
the Aguilar? That motherfucker! Holy shit,
Remember we had Carter Bell
Carter,
and
poor
Court
guy.
was on
I
our
don't
team for a bit before he
Ryan Court.
left us.
Yeah,
What a
he
squad.
was, yeah, yeah. Even the pitching squad, dude.
I know.
Burgos and
I'll still talk to Brendel here and there too. He's a
Thomas Brenda. Holy
great guy.
fuck. Holy fuck. He was
Yeah.
hyping me up because I took like a walk-up song that he like really liked. Yeah.
I could see you. Did you see that post about Hoskins coming back to Philly yesterday?
Reese.
I could see they played his walkout song for him, even though he's on the Brewers, and I could see that song being like a song he'd walk out to.
What's his song?
I don't know,
I
but
don't know.
I gotta just look it up when you're done. I could see that being a you song.
You know what I've always wanted to do is find a way to play at South Bend one more time on that new field that we never got a chance to play with on. New field, new
I
facility, everything,
it's
bro.
possible. We just gotta. I know he's like dealing with some stuff right now, but
Oh yeah,
Hales would be our guy. He would do it for us.
Hales, wake the fuck up. Let's go. Drink some Maker's
He would
Mark.
do it for us.
We need you fucking healthy, Hales. Yeah,
Probably the best manager in the
tell
history of managers.
tell the fucking Cubs to sign us to a 1-day minor league contract. Get us in for one at bat. One at bat, like a game that doesn't matter. Like they either
Didn't they
clinch
do that
playoffs
with?
or they're
It might have been the Marlins did that with the. I had a buddy of mine who the guy was supposed to make his big league debut and he didn't, and they signed him to a 1 day deal. He got one at bat in the big leagues and then
Yeah, I remember
retired.
that. I don't know who,
His
but
last name was Greenberg.
I thought there was somebody else that they did that. Or no, I'm more thinking of guys that like retired, but they want to retire with the team that they originally signed with. I'm thinking of like there's a couple of guys
See,
like
that
that.
was my plan on the smaller scale. After I went to St. Paul, I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. So I planned on finishing probably my career there, knowing I didn't have many years left. And then I was hoping to do that, sign a little potential 1 day or 1 year contract with Sioux City to finish my last year out. But then they became the Twins, so they made it easy for me.
Oh yeah. I was kind
Did
of
you
I
know
was
I
kind of
signed with the
sad.
Red Hawks after that?
Yeah, I remember that.
I signed with the Red Hawks in like October-ish, and then
Of
they
2021 or
21. I was
20,
just going to
yeah.
finish my last year here, and they got in trouble with some things, so
Right, with the
they said
managers and front office and
they
all that
uh
shit.
they had to get rid of a vet. So I don't know how accurate this is, but I heard that they tried to send me to Cleveland first.
Dude, I
And
would
if
play in Cleburne. Like I really wouldn't
I
mind playing
mean,
there.
yeah, but at the time, like with my kids and stuff, I'm not going
Yes,
to
no,
Cleveland.
right, right. The situation for you, no.
If it
But
was
Cleburne,
pre-kids, potentially pre-wife, I would have entertained it. Even with the wife working, I don't know if I would have entertained that. But
yeah.
I want it to be closer to home.
No, man,
So
you got your priorities straight towards the last couple years. So you knew it's how to pick and choose
Yeah.
what you were doing.
Well, and at that point, like not only was my age a factor, uh, the buyout was significantly higher. I saw the writing on the wall. Even if I hit like 400, I didn't think that there was a possibility of me getting picked up again. So at that point, I was just playing to play. I was
Right.
like, do I think I can still play? Yes, but is it
Of
worth
course.
leaving my family for the entire summer? Not anymore.
No. No. Me and you know we both can play. So it's like that's why I play because I don't
Absolutely.
have a family. You just got a family
There is
now.
a strong chance that I would still be playing if I did not have a wife and kids.
Oh, 1000%, bro. We would be some of the OGs of Indy Ball or wherever the fuck we're playing. You know. Fuck. I've been thinking like fuck where do I want to start reaching out to so I can like have one last season or one last game there and that's where like it would end. And I haven't really decided.
That is a tough
It
one.
it definitely can't be St. Paul anymore unless the Twins want to sign me to a AAA contract for fun. Um,
They are known to do some wild things.
or the D-backs for fucking me over.
You don't want to do that?
I mean, sure, sign
Hey,
me to Reno for 1 year.
hold, you hold on one second. Hold on one second.
Yeah. You gotta check on the baby. And with this commercial break, ladies and gentlemen, it is brought to you by Bad Birdie, the baddest golf brand in the game. Get yourself a Bad Birdie. Use code BRELAND15. BRELAND15, that is BRELAND 15 for 15% off your next order. Check it out online at badbirdie.com. And now back to the show. What if Michael just left and just doesn't come back? Then I have to talk for 30 minutes by myself.
That'd be funny. Sorry.
That's all right. We got a commercial break in.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Bad Birdie.
Yes. Hey,
Um,
hey, did you know that Jamie finally made the big leagues?
who?
Jamie Westbrook finally made the big leagues.
Really?
He made it. His
Geez, I haven't heard about him in a while.
debut was 2 days ago, and it was with the Red Sox at Fenway. I think his first at bat was a walk. I still haven't seen any posts on a hit yet, but that motherfucker, 11 years in the minors. Well,
I was gonna say
technically,
he was in South Bend the year after us,
yeah, in
2014.
13, yeah, or 14, and we did not get along well,
Really?
bro. You because remember that was, I mean, Jamie was like 18 or 19, struggling, had the yips, like,
Dude, we played with too many young
and
guys.
and attitude and I probably went about it the wrong way too, but I was up in his face all the time, like swearing at him and like telling him get your shit together, and
Yeah,
because
but
he
that
came in as
well,
a high paid high school top pick, so I was like, dude, fuck this, dude, you're not gonna come in here with an ego as a teenager,
every
I
team
mean,
needs a Breland like that.
yeah,
If you ever
yeah,
did that to me, it was probably justified, even though I don't think you ever did. But I knew you also like
no,
you always had the best interest of the kid in mind. It wasn't like that you were trying to blow him up.
yeah, no, I
People
never
need it.
knew how to go about it the right way, and I feel like that's one thing that's kind of always haunted me throughout the years up until a couple years ago where I finally learned how to approach guys in a better way rather than just embarrass them in front of teammates and shit. Like there's a way to handle things and
It
there's,
there is.
so, but
Occasionally, it's necessary.
But we all need that guy, or a Papelbon gets in Harper's face, and
Yeah,
like every
gotta
team
hold them
needs that.
accountable.
Hold people accountable, and it was always the betterment for the team, and that's what I always did. It's like, dude, if I'm not talking to you or yelling at you, that means I don't give a fuck about you. So that's when we have a problem, is when
Right.
I'm not getting in your face, because
I
that
don't
means
know how many times I ever yelled on the field.
I think you just I just remember I think a couple of times you would strike out and you just yell a big fuck when you're walking back to the dugout and just gripping your bat, and I see fucking bat dust coming off the bat. You're gripping it so hard.
What wasn't a big throw guy, wasn't a big
No, yeah,
no. I
you
didn't like
weren't.
those guys. I didn't want to be that guy, but
Fuck, I was.
internally I wanted to be. I wanted to chuck my stuff up that hallway in South.
Bro, I did that. That was the best tunnel ever in
It
any
was.
place I played, because you could go and throw your bat. Like, I broke my bats over my knee in there. I threw my helmet. Oh, dude, that one of the best dugouts tunnels into a locker room ever,
It
like
was
ever.
good. Very loud if you needed to shout
Yeah,
something.
it fucking. We could have started the Chicago Cubs banging on trash cans
Oh, for
inside of that
sure.
thing.
Oh man.
Dude, so the last time that we played against each other, or the last time we played with each other, was spring of 14. Then we played against each other in 16, when I was in 16, 17, I was in St. Paul, you were in Sioux City. And then in 21, when I was on the fucking Houston Apollos travel team, and you were still at Sioux City.
Do you know was
I don't
that
even know,
so?
like, how the fuck do I even get on that team? I mean, like, how am I playing on a travel ball team? They paid. I never got paid. It was all just total bullshit by two coaches who scammed the fuck out of me. And then,
I know, especially
eventually,
when you're like a road warrior like that.
yeah. I
I
mean,
remember
everything
they did
worked
that
out,
in
but
I forget what year it was, but one year in the league, Laredo dropped out literally a week before the season. So they took that Selina Stockade
Selena, yeah, that was in
and
17.
17. Do you know that are you ready for this? That team finished with a record of 15 and 85.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
the entire season, we only played them 3 games and they swept us.
Holy shit. I remember that
We
Selena
were
team.
losing it. Guys were
I
getting
don't.
so pissed that like our pitchers were like throwing at guys. I was like, boy, what are we doing? We're down 8 here, throwing at these kids. They have 12 wins on the season. Like, God,
Took them lightly, man. Took them
guys are
lightly. They
grinding over here, and we're throwing at them.
and you just boosted their confidence right there. I
I
bet you
probably
one
have
of those
I
guys are still playing. Guarantee one of those Selena guys are still playing.
oh for sure. I probably have the best like get almost getting hit by pitch story ever though. I was in a
Bro, you got hit once a game, even
I
in
did get hit
South
a
Bay.
lot, but this one was like the on purpose hit by pitches. So we were
Like,
playing,
you
and
leaned
this is
into it.
when Laredo was in the league at the time. No, you'll like this. It's kind of funny. We're playing Laredo, and it's the fourth inning, and we were winning like 7-2. Okay, I'm on second. Nobody's holding me on. Still third.
Theo. Yeah, easy.
Everybody's
It's
going
it's it's
bananas
fourth
here.
inning.
I was like, dude, it's the fourth inning. We're up by 5. Like, what? It's not like we're up by 10. Like, and it's not the
And it's not
seventh
even,
inning. Like,
yeah, it's not the
it's the
seventh.
fourth inning. Literally, next inning they score 4 to make it 7-6. So, like,
Yeah,
obviously it was justified. But prior to that, so 7-2, inning over, top of the fifth. I'm warming up and right. Mind you, their entire bullpen is Latin and throws 95 plus. And I'm warming up. I'm warming up. I look back, and the one guy's in the bullpen just going.
no,
So I'm
no,
warming up.
no.
I'm warming up. I was like, dude, what do you mean? Like fourth inning. Like he just looks at me and goes, "No bueno, Poppy." And I was like, what do you
Me
mean? It's
no.
5-run game. He goes, no bueno, Papi. And then just looks at me and goes,
Yeah.
I'm not joking to you. He comes into the game in the 8th, and I'm hitting first pitch 98, right by my face. And then he
Then he.
obviously like pitched to me because he missed. But I was
Okay.
like, what the hell, man?
It's like we're in a close game. Why are you gonna give up a fast runner on base? Also, so
Or
but
like
typical Konya
fourth
move.
inning, we're not holding people on the 4th inning. Like, what are we doing? It's not my
Yeah,
fault.
like play the fucking game still. It's not the seventh, and even if it is the seventh, and let's say you're just playing in a fucking bang box though, where it's like a 5-run lead is literally a 1-run lead because the ball just goes. It's like, oh, it might still be okay to steal. Like fucking play the game.
Well, that was like our manager was the same way. Me and you were the same way. That's why people like probably hated us sometimes because
Yeah,
we literally played the game as if it was 0-0 all the time, no matter what the score was.
yeah.
And
No matter
people like
fucking what. We
don't
were
like
running.
hustle
We were
guys.
bunting. I remember bunting one time, and it was. I remember bunting in South Bend. We were up by like 4 or 5. It was the 8th inning, but Cammy made me a bet, and it's like, hey, if you get four hits today, I'll give you like $20. And I was 3 for 4 going to the last at bat. Guy's back, nobody on base. I'm fucking dropping one down.
Did you get it?
Yeah, I got it. I got the 4th hit, but I had like 2
You
doubles and a
realize if you had
single.
missed that bunt, they might have hit you.
Probably. I mean,
You
like we
remember?
weren't up
Hey,
by.
good.
I just, I was just gonna say like we weren't up by a lot, but it was also like we were like even though we were only up 4 or 5, but we were still kind of like we were still kicking their ass kind of. So
Do you remember a guy named Mark Ginther? He
kind of sorta.
you reminded me of this when you said 4 hits because it was like kind of the opposite. This guy, I played with him in short season. He played 1 year, like in Yakima, and then he was like could not wait to retire. Literally gets drafted from like Oklahoma State, and then 1 year done.
It's
He
gone.
was so over it towards the end of the season. He bet somebody a steak dinner that he could see 5 or less pitches in the entire game, whole game.
So that's easy.
Four
I've seen four
four at
pitches.
bats, 4 at bats. He saw 5 pitches. He obviously like the one was a no doubt ball, but he's like, I don't care, I'm over it, and he won a steak dinner off of it.
Fuck yeah. Why the fuck not?
Welcome to pro ball.
See, those are bets. I'm like, why are guys in the MLB getting banned for betting on baseball? Like, free country, let them bet on baseball as long as it's
The
not
the
on your
only
team.
the only thing I would
Fucking
say
bet.
is the I would be all for it. You could bet on other teams and yourself to win. You can't bet on
Yes.
yourself to lose
Lose. Yes.
because you can't control if you win. You can't.
No.
But
But
yes, I agree. It should be fine as long as you're not betting for yourself to lose because
like
you can
what?
control that outcome.
I mean, I guess they just don't want an influence on other teams. Let's say you have a friend playing for the Orioles, you're on the Blue Jays,
Correct.
and you want to bet the Orioles are gonna lose, and you hit up your buddy, is like, hey man, I know you're struggling, but can you keep on struggling?
Just be a
You
guy for me
know,
tonight. Go down swinging.
shit like that, I guess. But
Yeah, it would probably end up
I
turning
don't
into that,
know.
unfortunately.
I don't know, man. I just whatever. Whatever. The game's different. Older guys are getting picked last now, whereas they used to be getting picked first. Less minor league teams. What the draft is only like 15 rounds now, right?
I think it's something like 50 or 20 or something, but like still like the 18 to 20 rounds seems to be like the equivalent to like 50 to 60 when we were doing
Really?
the draft. Like I feel
Like
like
it's just
nobody really
eyewash
like
rounds?
I don't know.
I
The
haven't
problem
I haven't
is like
followed the draft.
the problem that they're also going to be facing now is actually being able to sign these guys because the high
Oh yeah,
school
because
kids
the
or the
NIL.
college
Well,
is like, why would I go to the draft when I can make more money in NIL? It's
yeah.
like, you're not
Stay
wrong.
stay your 4 years and make money, because it's guaranteed, whereas making the big leagues isn't guaranteed.
Correct. So you
Unless
might
you're
as
a
well
first
make your
round
money in
pick getting money.
college and
Yeah.
then
Well, yeah. I mean, and then percentages show like less than 1% makes pro ball out of all college baseball. So I mean,
Unless you're a first rounder, because they like
right.
push those guys to make the big leagues.
Oh, now they do, but
Dude,
that means Stryker should have been in the big leagues. Like, let's say he was drafted in 2022. That guy, just because of the hype, he'd be in the big leagues right now by his
yeah.
second year. You know, he probably would have raked in rookie ball, get into A ball, you know, maybe hit 250, but then they would have been like, we're gonna put you in the big leagues and make you a franchise player now.
Well, I mean, look at
You
the
know,
pitchers that we had that got drafted the year that we were like towards the end of our season in South Bend. They all made the big leagues.
who was
There was
there? I
Shipley
Yeah, Shipley
and
made it. Jake Barrett made it.
another righty.
He was my draft class in 12. I don't know what happened to Barrett though, but he was a stud coming out of ASU. Shipley,
There was another righty that I can't remember his name.
oh,
Blair, yeah,
Blair,
Blair.
Blair. I played with him in 21 with the Legends in
Really?
at Atlantic League. Yeah, I'm
I
surprised.
thought
You know, somebody I was surprised Gibson never made it.
I was literally just about to say exactly that. He is a
Daniel
guy that I'm
Gibson.
surprised did not make it. He was
I
nasty.
am su I am surprised he did not, or at least stay in minor leagues longer. Like he was there for maybe 4 or 5 years, and then straight to Indy Ball, and then he played Indy Ball for like another 4 or 5 years.
Do you know who we forgot about
Blake
position
Perry.
player wise? Oh, Blake. I love Blake. No,
He's the first
remember Medrano?
dude.
That's a guy that
He's
should have been in the big
catching.
leagues. He is a
Yeah. Oh,
rise.
absolutely. He
Rise and
never
hammer the
hit.
same.
Kevin Medrano never hit under 300. Played like the most
He hit
sound
like
defense.
340 every year. Just no pop.
Played the most sound defense. Like he would make a really nasty play every once in a while, but other than that, he was routine. Like any ball hit within 3 steps to his left or right, he's making that play.
No doubt. And there's a guy that would not
He's
benefit from the metrics. Like he would be
no, yeah. I mean, that's the shitty part is that the metrics I think fucked
just
up
ruins guys. The problem is, and
30% of
here's my take
potential
on
big
this.
leaguers.
I obviously work with a lot of kids. I hit with a ton of kids during the week and do camps and stuff. My problem in the world nowadays with baseball is this. I have to train two different hitters um, because here, you ready?
Yeah. What's the
You want to
show
say
she's
that one?
watching?
Bluey.
Louie. Is that a cartoon? I don't know.
You'd actually probably like it.
It,
Sometimes I think it's geared more towards adults because if they have to
okay.
watch it, there's a lot of adult humor in
Okay. But it's a cartoon?
it. It is. No, I was saying two different because like these kids have to go to showcases, and the only thing they care about is your exit velo off the tee. So you have to teach them how to swing horribly and just smash a ground ball pull side in so that you
Right.
can spike your exit velo, and then
It's
that's it.
skewed.
And then you take like
All the
20,
numbers.
20 curl hops from short and let it eat to try and spike your infield
Right.
velo. And then it ruins you, and then you try and hit the game. Like there's a couple unfortunate kids here that are like would blow you out of the water with showcase numbers, and then you get them in the game, and it's like they're
Suck.
just
They suck. Yeah.
allergic to pitches. And then I have a ton of kids. It's not like the most populated area, obviously, and it's not like swarming with talent like a New Jersey, Texas, California, Florida,
Hmm.
but there's a lot of really, really talented baseball players here that wouldn't even turn ahead based on their showcase numbers. But if you put them in the game, they're solid. So
Right.
that's what pisses me off. It's like we're going away from like actual quality baseball players. Because like myself, I don't think I never did any showcases growing up, but I wouldn't have turned any heads when I was tiny.
Yeah. I
So
didn't turn any heads. I never went to showcases. I went to a ASU like regular camp that they hold, and I went to a Miami camp. Like you pay a couple $100 for a 3-day camp, you know, and that was it. Like showcases weren't the big thing, right? So it was like you basically had to play good in high school in order for scouts to see your stats online somewhere,
Sure.
or get word of mouth.
Well, here, the only kids that have gone D1 in this area have physically gone to that school's camp. Nobody has
Yeah,
like found these kids. I have a few kids that are D1 guys in college, and every single one of them wanted to go to that school, so they went to their camp,
went to the
and then they're
yeah.
like, "Oh wow, we like you. Let me invite you back." Invite them back, like them again. They're like, "We're going to give you a scholarship." If they had never
Yeah.
gone to that camp, they would not be going to those schools.
Yeah, I feel since everything is online now, like you have to make an effort to go
You got to
be
market
seen.
yourself.
Yeah, you got to be seen like as much as we have all the data and analytics online now, and Perfect Game has all the data analytics online, like the real scouts and real coaches are going to want to see you play because they want to see how you act. They want to see emotions. They want to see your style of play, not just a bunch of numbers that's on the fucking paper or screen. And I think it's sad that all these fucking parents are paying stupid amounts of money for all this travel ball and showcases when all they need to do is coach your kid on how to be athletic growing up, play multi sports throughout high school. You will have an opportunity to play college ball.
Yep, couldn't agree more.
Because like you said, like all they're worried about is exit velo off the bat and arm velo. It's like, okay, so is that all they're training for? So it's like their footwork on fielding a ground ball sucks, but yet their 5,000 hops equals their 98 across the infield velo. But yet their feet get tangled trying to field a ground ball.
Well, this is exactly why I partnered with that as a coordinator for the Players Way, is because we literally focus on exactly those types of things. It's more focused on youth development more than like showcases and stuff like that, because we
Yeah.
want quality baseball players and not showcase players.
Like it is, we're circling back. We went old school, we went through some technology. Now we're
Always
slowly
comes
coming
back.
back on fucking developing players from the ground up and teaching them how to be athletic and make routine plays. The
That's all
basics.
it is. That's how you're good.
Yeah, dude, I don't. I mean, but like now, like you could charge $100 a lesson and make bank. Like one of my buddies just built a cage in his backyard. He's in the middle of nowhere and like um stuff, but built a nice indoor cage and he's charging 75 to $100 and he's filled on weekends. So he has like seven a day on weekends and three to four on weekdays. And you do the math, that's over 2 grand a week for teaching kids basics. Like he's just teaching them how to pitch and teaching them
And they need it.
how to hit. And then he teaches them the
They're
mental part of the game because kids nowadays they're so weak. There's no mental side to the game because their parents are putting all this stress on them to be
Yep.
MLB players when they're only 12.
I focused a lot on that this year because I've been working with these kids for a while now. So there's a little transition. Obviously, we talk about hitting and approach and all
Hmm.
that stuff, but like the mental part is huge. And I didn't realize, like you said, how weak most of them are mentally, and just their thoughts and like the way they go about like how much people actually care about striking out, how much pressure they put on themselves to have to get a hit. And it's like, dude,
Yeah.
sometimes I'm like, you're in the wrong sport. If this is what it's like now, you might need to
You're
pick a different sport.
because
But no,
life is gonna hurt
even
even more.
like the dads are so crazy right now. I had a guy, and the kid was like 9, and he was like, "Hey, can we do a lesson with my 9 and my 11-year-old?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." After it was over, I was like, "I'll continue working with the 11-year-old because he like gets it." But the 9-year-old, he literally stared at me the whole time. I was like, "Just bring him to the cage and throw baseballs to him. Like that's all
Yeah.
he needs. He
Just
doesn't
have
need
fun
me.
with
He
them.
doesn't need anybody else. He just needs you to get some hacks in because he's too young to physically obtain what I'm saying to him." I was
Yeah.
like, a couple years down the road, bring him back, no big deal. But like that's me. This is what I do for a living, and I'm turning him away to say, no, do not waste your money. Like, if I did what you did, it would be the same thing.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. I went to
But it's like,
no
you have
lessons
to.
growing up.
Oh, I didn't want to, like, I guess technically, like, hurt my business in saying this, but I was like, I'm pretty honest. I'm pretty straight shooter. One of the dads was like, well, what did you do growing up? Like, did you hit every week? And I go, do you want me to be honest or do you want me to lie to you? He goes, give me the truth.
I played in the park with my friends.
I go, after the season was over, I packed my shit up, put it in the garage, and I
I grabbed the
grabbed it
soccer ball. Yeah,
when it was time to try out the next year. He goes,
yeah.
so you did nothing the whole off season? I said, well, I played basketball and hockey and football and like soccer. Like,
I did other
played other
sports.
sports. Like, that's what we did. And I
And it
mean,
worked.
I turned out all right.
Baseball. Yeah, it wasn't baseball 24/7. Like
So
like
hard.
Bryce
It's like
Harper was a football
they feel
player.
like they're behind if they don't continue, which there are kids that definitely need it, and there's a lot of kids that
Yeah.
don't.
I think developing a baseball player to become an athlete is most important. Like
Yeah.
when it's baseball season, it's baseball season. Growing up, if it's another sports season, go play the other sport because it works on different hand-eye coordinations, different ways to move.
Sometimes you just need a break.
What if you get a football scholarship playing football and fucking go play 4 years of college football now and you can get paid being a top athlete there. And then you even have a shorter career in the NFL, but you can still get paid. But you could retire earlier at 26 instead of have to play minor leagues until you're 30 and then maybe make the big leagues. It's
I
like
had a I had to laugh at there was a guy working out. This was like years ago. He was a third string quarterback in the Canadian Football League, and he was training at our same facility. And
probably
we
making
were
80 grand a year.
we were chatting, and I go, "How much you making a year?" And he goes, "Literally, I think it was like 70 or 80." And he's like, "Yeah, I think I'm gonna retire though. Like, that's not a lot of money." And I was like, "Are you aware of how much I make?" And he's
10.
like,
I make
well,
10 a
I
year.
mean, you're a professional baseball player. You probably blah, 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 blah. I go, when I was with the Diamondbacks, after taxes, this is before rent, before
Yeah.
dues, before
Yes, because
all
they
the
weren't
extra
taking care of
tips.
players. They weren't taking care of players
Before
either.
I was like, I was making $850 a month.
Yeah,
And
so
he goes,
maybe 5 grand a
really?
year.
I was like, dude, I would no doubt be a third string quarterback for 80 grand a year. 100%.
You get to
He
play a
goes,
sport you love for 80 grand
yeah, or not play.
or not play. Like you just go to practice and fuck
You want me to
around.
be a bench guy in the big leagues right now? Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. I'll be a bench guy in AAA with a 1 year contract getting 80 to 100 grand. Like
So I think he realized he's like, oh, yeah, maybe I don't have it too bad after all.
yeah. Yeah. People need to understand you're in professional baseball, you are getting a maximum or a minimum of only 10 grand maybe
Yeah, for the whole
a
summer,
year. Yeah, for summer. If you're in minor leagues, maybe a
maybe
little
five,
more now
six
because
months.
you take away the rent, you take away meals now because they're paying for that because they have less teams. But then you're also taking away people's opportunities because there's less roster spots. Then you go to Indy Ball and you're getting paid less. Travel sucks even more. So the only way to make money, you go Japan and you play the big leagues there. Was it NPB? That's the only way you make money. Or you go to the Mexican League. I know friends
A
making
lot of
15 to
guys are
20
doing
grand.
that now
Yeah.
from Indy Ball.
Yeah. You go there. Other than that, that's where your money's at. But if you're gonna be playing, you better play it because you love it and it's something you enjoy doing.
That's
And
why
that's
we
all
did
I
it.
got to say. Lang, I'm gonna let you go because you got a daughter. I wish we could talk forever. So let's do this again. This is fun.
Absolutely. Oh
I
yeah.
miss you, bro.
Miss you too, man. This was a great
What
time.
is? I know your dream has kind of come true, but like, what is your dream in the next 10 to 15, 20 years?
Uh, I would love to be at a point where we are financially free, where I don't have to worry about a job to support my family and that it's just fun to be able to work with the kids. I know it's fun now, but like I don't want it to be a job and I would love for my wife to be retired at if possible. I don't know if that is, but if possible, to where it's just us hanging with our girls every day and just kind of doing whatever we want to do, go on some trips, go to Disney, go here, go there, just whatever we can and want to do. I think I lost you.